Oh my God, it's just marvellous. What a night we've had. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again for the instant match reaction. If you have just joined us from the watch along, that was by far the best watch along we've ever done. Ever. I have absolutely loved it tonight. Thank you so much for being part of that. You know, you ain't going to have another Everton channel singing Sweet Caroline at the top of the voices. You just not you ain't got another channel like this. There isn't another channel like this, and
So
thank you
tell
for
your
being
friends,
part of it.
tell your family.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your family. It's brilliant. Make sure you share this because this obviously is an instant match reaction, and I can't share it on Twitter because I'm here right now. First and foremost, John, all jokes aside, because we've just had one of the best times of our lives, I think, ever. What's your thoughts?
It was a tougher game. I mean, the scoreline probably doesn't echo the performance. You know, I think Everton stepped up when they had to. But listen, West Ham give us a game in certain parts tonight, you know. And listen, it was going to be harder than Salford and Fleetwood, you know. It was a step up in opposition. Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting a hat-trick again. He's absolutely on fire. I think Carlo Ancelotti set him a target of 20 goals this season. Well, he's going to smash that. I'll say that now categorically. He will smash that 20-goal target. Pickford made a couple of decent saves. You know, he wasn't really called upon that much. And listen, was it a 4-1 game? Probably not. But listen, Everton took their chances. Last season, it's a game we probably struggle in to get that result. But, you know, different mentality, different confidence within the team. So Everton, in the end, deserve winners and we go on to the quarterfinals.
It's again, isn't it? It's again the simple fact that Everton step up when they need to step up.
Yeah.
You know, it's that simple. You know, Everton, look, for I'd say probably 35 minutes of this game were not brilliant. But in the other 55 minutes, Jesus, I've already lost my head from the watch along. we were brilliant, and we did exactly what we needed to. A little bit concerned about the injuries. John Joe Kenny goes down with an ankle injury. Alan goes down with a bad groin, looks a bad one, and Richarlison's looked a bad one as well.
Alan's looks the worst, to be fair. But it is worrying, you know, and we've said this for a couple of weeks now. You know, if we start getting injuries to these three main players, you know, Alan especially, Richarlison, who comes in, you know. But listen, the players who have been coming in and stepping up, they have stepped up. They've needed to step up. They've got better quality of players pushing for their place. So they have been putting a performance in when they've been called upon. Let's just hope they can now if they have to step into the Premier League.
Yeah, and another player I want to just give a little shout out to before we start was Niels Nkounkou. First time he's played against a Premier League team, and he did well tonight.
Yeah, he didn't get forward as much tonight, but again, that's probably because what you've just said, it was a better quality opposition, so he probably couldn't push up as far. But again, you know, keep saying this after the games he's playing, and Michael, he doesn't look out of place whatsoever, and he would definitely come in if he had to in place of Lucas Digne. If anything happened to Lucas Digne, you know, he's very capable, and for me, he's a great find. £250,000. As you know, we've got the best two left backs on Merseyside at the minute.
Yeah, let's talk about the goals then. First goal, brilliant play from Michael Keane. He turns his man, pings the ball 60 yards. Phenomenal first touch by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he makes it 1-0. You know, it's just great football. Second goal. Well, obviously, when West Ham scored, the defending I didn't think was great. Coleman doesn't close him down. He's completely out of position. Allen and Sigurdsson don't get close enough to Snodgrass, and Snodgrass curls it in, makes it 1-1, and we start worrying a little bit. We then make it 2-1 with Richarlison. Hits the ball, deflects off a player, makes it 2-1. But just before that, Randolph had to make a good save, and he had to before that. Then Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets the 2 at the end, which is just being in the right place at the right time and slotting the ball home. You know, Everton look all of a sudden really aggressive. You know, that ability to drive forward, get into those positions, and you know, when we needed to kill the game off, we did. And this is what you've just said. You have just said this. when Everton need to step up, they can. Whereas last season we couldn't do that. That game would have been a draw and we'd possibly lose on penalties. This season we've come out and we batter them.
I think that the West Ham goal straight after half-time, again, we've conceded straight after half-time. I think we've done it a couple of times this season, but it seemed to kick Everton into life, whereas, as you've just said, that's not happening last season, Michael. West Ham probably go on and win the game, or we get a draw out of it, goes to penalties, and Everton aren't great at penalty competitions. So this is the Everton now, they step up when they have to. A team scores against them at the West Ham Drew level, and Everton just seem to step it up that level because now we're confident in doing that. And this is what I said in the first half. If Everton had to step it up, they would have done. After half-time, they had to, and they did. And it's a different Everton now.
What was your take on their goal, though? Realistically, what was your take on their goal?
Well, I mean, it was poor defending from Coleman. And then as the ball come inside, I thought Allen and Sigurdsson could have got out quicker to him to close them down. Pickford, for me, possibly could do better. But listen, I'm not going to sit here and slag Pickford off because I think I've done that enough. It goes the old saying, doesn't it? If his arms are bigger, he possibly gets that. But listen, that shot should not be happening. If Coleman does better and Allen and Sigurdsson get out to Snodgrass quicker. So really, if I'm blaming anyone, I'd probably put the blame on Sigurdsson and Allen for not closing Snodgrass down quicker. I don't really blame Pickford for it. I thought he could have done better, but I'm not going to blame Pickford on this occasion.
No, I think it's difficult to blame Pickford because the ball comes over and it's just poor defending. But it is what it is. Again, we go back to it. We got a good result today. A 4-1 win. We've scored 20 goals in 6 games. This is an Everton team that struggled for goals last season. Dominic Calvert Lewin's on 8 for the season already. He's going to hit 20-25 this season. Richarlison, I think, is up to 3 or 4, or it might be 4, I think. Everton just look completely different. We look more positive, more aggressive.
The winning mentality now.
Exactly. There's 220 people, I think, watching this, guys. Make sure you press the likes button. Really appreciate it. We will be wrapping it up in a minute, I would say. In terms of your man of the match, then, John, who's your man of the match? I mean, it's got to
give it. Dominic Lewandowski, hasn't it?
Dominic Lewandowski, yeah.
Another hat-trick, and I mean, that first goal he scored tonight, great ball, as you say, by Michael Keane over the top, but it was the control, Michael. The first touch, he brought it down with his left foot, one bounce, and he puts it past the keeper. This is where Dominic Calvert-Lewin has improved dramatically for me. He's getting into the right areas now. He got another hat-trick. He's taking his chances. He's making opportunities for himself now, and he's finishing them off. And at the minute, you're going to find it hard to find a better English striker in the league at the minute.
Well, you won't. Dominic Calvert-Lewin will get called up to the England team. He has to, and if he doesn't, it's an absolute disgrace from Southgate. Another thing I just want to mention, obviously the injuries. I want to go into them a little bit. Look, I suspect that we will not have Allen and Richarlison for the weekend against Brighton. To be honest, I'm convinced of it. However, that does mean they've got another week to recover before the Liverpool game.
I'd rather have them out the Brighton game than obviously the Liverpool game.
Yeah,
I tend to disagree to a certain extent. I think looking at the injuries, Richarlison possibly could have a chance. I think when you look at Allen, that is a bad groin injury. That he was in a lot of pain. Wouldn't surprise me if that needs an operation. To be fair, Joe Kenny, probably ankle ligaments. They don't heal overnight. He'll probably be out for Saturday, but I expect Coleman to come straight back in anyway. It's just to cover that, the right back now. Depending how long he's out, will we go for a lone right back? Possibly. I think Richarlison could make it, but I think Allen is definitely out already.
Yeah, baked Toffee. We don't often go through the comments on the match reaction, but we're getting a lot of them, so we're just going to stay here for a bit longer. Baked Toffee's put Richie, it's an anterior ligament sprain. Now, I don't know what that means in terms of how long you're out, but spraining any
I think an anterior ligament
your outside ligament.
Yeah, I think that's possibly worse than a normal ligament. So if it's a sprain, possibly could make it. I don't know. Just get him in the ice bath, get the physios on it, and get him fit for Saturday. If he's not, don't rush him back and make sure he's fit for the shite.
Let's talk about, just very quickly, going on to Brighton. Obviously, there will be a match preview for this. Obviously, it will be recorded tomorrow, and we're straight back on it. We're through to the quarterfinals. We've conceded 3 goals in the Premier League. We go up against Brighton, which, we could score a few goals, touch wood, the way that we're going. Brighton obviously will come at us quite quickly, aggressively, sharply, very similar to what West Brom did. What does this, if Everton, touch wood, get 3 points, what a Merseyside derby that tees up.
Oh, it's massive. Listen, we're going to be going into this derby with confidence as high as it's been for a long, long time, going into a Merseyside derby. And if we can get these couple of players back fit, I really, really fancy us, Michael. We're putting teams to the sword when we have to. We're attacking teams. The midfield looks better. Yet the defence does worry me against their front three. But we're certainly capable of hurting Liverpool.
Philip Mason, interior ligament is almost season over, lads. But let's hope it's not. Jake Van Hoff, I got an interior ligament strain in my stomach from laughing at us too. we just talking about the live stream then. That was brilliant, and again, we're up to 280 people watching the match reaction. Actually, I think it's 320 watching the match reaction. Already over 1,000 views. So thank you ever so much, guys.
One comment I want to read out regarding Alan. He was sitting on the bench with an ice pack on, and he never went straight down the tunnel. Which, would he go straight down the tunnel with a groin injury? Probably not. But if he's got an ice pack on it, it might just be a pull. Hopefully,
we've got to hope that. We've got to hope that. I just sort of not necessarily want to finish, but I do want to finish. Dominic Calvert Lewin, another hat trick. I know we've spoken about him quite a lot, but
he deserves the praise, Michael, because he's absolutely flying at the minute.
He looks as good as any striker in the Premier League.
Without a doubt. And listen, the goal tally he's got, it doesn't lie. He's the top scorer in the Premier League at the minute. He deserves it. 2 hat-tricks in 2 games. He's taking his chances. He's getting in the positions. His hold-up plays become better. He's winning headers. He's coming to look for the ball as well when there's no service coming into the box. There was one tonight where the ball was played into him and he had people round him, but he brought it out from the goal, away from the players who were on him, to have a look around to see if he could lay it off to. So his hold-up play is better, his distribution's better, his one-touch finishing is better, and this is what Ancelotti talked about. I think he mentioned Inzaghi, scored something like 62 games and 120 goals, and half of them were just one touch, straight in. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Dominic Calvert-Lewin's done. Obviously, Ancelotti's had a word with Duncan. Work on this with Dominic as one-touch score and, not messing around, taking your chances instantly. And listen, that's what he's doing. The lad is flying. He's full of confidence. As you said in the watch-along, Michael, he had a shot there from 22 yards tonight. That was a confident shot. Yeah, it went over. But centre-forwards, when they're flying, when they're up, their confidence is sky-high. They take them chances on because they're confident to do it. And listen, at the minute, what can you say about him? And again, I've said this before, I'll admit when I'm wrong. Thought he had a purple patch last season when he went on a good run, but he's made me eat humble pie because he's absolutely flying, and I'm glad to eat humble pie when someone has proved me wrong like he is.
Yeah, I want to just give a shout out to Carl Molyneux, £10 donation. Again, I think you donated on the last stream, Carl. Thank you ever so much, mate. Really appreciate it. I'm thoroughly over the moon with tonight. I can't believe how well the club have done. I can't believe how well we have done as a channel tonight. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. The support's been incredible. We've got 386 people watching the match reaction. This is, this
308.
This is big numbers for us. So thank you ever so much. We have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Big shout out to the True Fox there, backing us as always as well. Been waiting for the offsiders to get in here. Get Babs and George in here, for God's sake. Fucking Al Ellis. But guys,
And as Michael's just said, I just want to add to that. Listen, these streams are what they are without you people, you know, and the same people are coming back again and again and again, and we get new people. So obviously, me and Michael are doing something right. Michael puts a lot of work into the setup on the channel. I'm just on the other side of the camera. He sets all this up. So big praise to Michael as well. And I'm not getting all soppy, but without Michael, this wouldn't happen. So big shout out to Michael. We do have Michael to thank for a lot of this. But the main part of the channel is yous, folks. Without yous, we wouldn't be what we are.
Yeah, we're nothing without you lot. We're absolutely nothing without you lot. It's been absolutely phenomenal tonight. We've got a player ratings. It's going to be a very short live stream after this, guys. So make sure you stick around for the player ratings. Guys, thank you ever so much. John, anything else to end on? We're on 404 views according to my thing, yeah.
Again, I've just said what I wanted to say. Thanks very much to everyone. We will be back on Saturday for the watch along Brighton. Please join us. There will be a player ratings after this if you want to stick around for that. There will be a match preview tomorrow for the Brighton game. And as I say, we will be back Saturday. I hope you can all join us again for another mad watch along.
One Colmenares. Come on, send me a kiss. John, I'll leave that with you, mate. You send a kiss.
Who? To who?
One Coleman ass, yeah.
There we go, just for you, one.
There you go. And we're just going to end with a rendition from John of Sweet Caroline. Off we go, John.
Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong.
Keep going, I'm dancing.
Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed they'd come along? Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me.
Oh, brilliant.
Touching you. Right. Your mum's going to flip, get in bed. Finish that.
Guys,
go on.
We're going. See you later.
Brilliant.
Oh.